Hey again, everybody. Last video, I just want to finish up and find how far away from the base of the cliff the ball lands. In the last video, obviously, we found that the final velocity was VF equals negative. Actually, we don't want that. 14.33 meters per second at 77.91 degrees below the horizontal. And you can actually just write it as BH. If it were something above the horizontal, which this one's not, you could write it as AH for future reference. But like I said, this one is just right before it hits the ground. It is going at 14.33 meters per second, and it is 77.91 degrees below the horizontal. So it's going to hit the ground with something kind of like that, where this angle is the 77. Down, whoop, there it is, at 14.33 meters per second. All right. Last piece we need to figure out is how far away from the base of the cliff the ball lands. So that would be our dx we're trying to find. In order to find that, the only way to do this is to use the fact that horizontal distance, since there's no acceleration, is horizontal speed, VIX, times t. But, dun dun dun, we don't know t. So how do we find t? Well, again, we have to go back to the vertical piece. This is always true where to find the time, always true, you have to use vertical information. Have to use the vertical stuff that we know, the vertical info. All right, so how do we do it? Well, to find our vertical information, we have VI, A, D, and T. So I'm going to use that to find dy equals, just looking at the half sheet if you have that out, dy equals VIYT plus 1/2 AYT squared. VIY is 0. So that whole piece goes away, and we get dy equals 1/2 ay times t squared. dy is negative 10 equals 1/2 of negative 9.8 times t squared. So solving this real quick, multiply by 2, divide by 9.8, 1. You get t equal to 1.43 seconds. I know I skipped a couple steps, but I know many of you have done this many times before, so it shouldn't be too much of a trouble. You would multiply 1/2 by negative 9.81 to get negative 4.905, then divide and take the square root, and you get 1.43 seconds. If you're having a little issue with that, by all means, just ask me on Wednesday, and I'd be happy to go over it again with you. Or the class that doesn't meet Wednesday, we'll go over it on Thursday. So our time is now 1.43 seconds, and remember, this time is the only one that crosses this bridge. It's the only one that counts for both vertical and horizontal pieces. So our 1.43 seconds is what we need to use into this equation. We know that our horizontal distance is 3 meters per second, which is our VIX from right here, times our time, 1.43 meters. I'm sorry, 1.43 seconds. Seconds cancel. So that's perfect. And we get a dx equal to, do it out here, we get a dx of 3 times 1.43 will equal 4.29. So our dx equals 4.29 meters. So if this were the case where our ball was landing or was rolling at 3 meters per second off a 10-meter tall cliff, it would take 1.43 seconds for the ball as if it were just falling straight down. It would take it 1.43 seconds to hit the ground right here. At the same time, since it's continually moving horizontally at 3 meters per second, for those same 1.43 seconds, in that time it's traveling a horizontal distance as if there were no gravity. It would have landed right here. Would have landed right there. It would have gone a total of 4.29 meters. So our range, or how far away from the cliff does the ball land, would be this number right here, 4.29 meters. So now we've finally completed this whole problem, and I realize it seems like it's a long thing, but it's just because we had a lot of explanation associated with it. So for the rest of the period, I know it's going to be relatively short, and for homework, I want you to finish the following worksheet that the sub is going to hand out for you, and we will go over it on Wednesday for period, which one has, I don't know. For whatever period has the double period today, you by all means can work on this during the second period, and then the sub has a movie that he or she can put on for you once everybody is done and that worksheet is collected. So, thank you all, and I can't wait to see you again on Wednesday. Bye.